Welcome to the Roadrunner 89 Swirl to Investment Network, where we talk about interracial love and marriage. Hope you enjoy Swirl to Investment. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Good to see everybody. I want to apologize right now for the video quality. I know it's jacked up. I have some dusty internet tonight, and I really need to talk about this. Oh my God. But if you guys could do me a favor, if you could give me a 1 if you can hear me, okay? I've been having technical difficulties, and being in a new area, the internet services, we don't have as many because we're in a rural area. And, I've been here like 3 years now. You think they would get it together, but, supposedly they're supposed to be getting it together. Thank you very much, everybody. Hopefully the internet works itself out throughout the show. I'm hoping, okay? Because I really want to talk about this, okay? I want to talk about lies and attacks toward black women and white men relationships. These anti-swirler, anti-divestment people that vilify black women and white men, okay? And they try to slow down or stop interracial relationships between black women and white men, okay? I see it all the time. I mean, it's running rampant through the internet, okay? And I want to, okay? Because the truth needs to be out there, all right? We need to stop going off stereotypes and generalizations, misconceptions, and just hearing something and just automatically believing it, okay? Good to see you, Diamond Lace, okay? Good to see you guys. April May, good to see you. Chris, hey Chris, how you doing, brother? April May, CC, Indiana Mom, always good to see you. Elise, Jennifer Smith, hey Jennifer Smith. Okay, good to see you guys, okay? I hope everybody's doing well tonight. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Super Bowl's tomorrow. I don't know if you have plans for that. If you're going barbecue, I'm going to be lazy tomorrow because I've been working crazy hours. Guys, they say you're supposed to work a 40-hour week. I worked a 70-hour week this week. Okay? I am working crazy hours. I got a new position so I could take it easy, and lo and behold, I'm working more hours. But, I mean, hey, it is what it is. So I've been very busy. Coming home late. I was late today, and then had some internet problems, which I'm having right now. Hopefully it works itself out. I see I'm buffering too. I'm going to, all right. Here, my goodness, really? This is ridiculous. I'm trying to add to the screen. I can't. Okay, there it goes. Here we go again. Okay, fair use, fair use, fair use. You guys know the deal, right? I'm going to be using these videos for educational purposes. Okay? I'm going to use it for comment and commentary. Okay? I'm going to use these videos to set the record straight. Okay? I'm going to show you guys some stats that I've looked up. Okay? You'll see people put stats out there and just say it. They don't tell you where they got the stats. I'll tell you. I get my stats from the U.S. Census. I get my stats from Pew Research. Okay? It's real easy to get statistical information. You know, we have a smartphone, right? We can look it up anytime. It's not that hard. It really isn't. But people will push a narrative because they want you to believe a certain way. They want you to believe what they're telling you. Okay? Let me see. Give me a minute here. Let me go and get the cord and plug it in. Maybe I'll get better. Your Wi-Fi's acting up too. Okay, let me see. Let me get a cord real quick, and I'll be right back, and hopefully that'll improve. Okay, but we'll see. Okay, I'll be right back. Can I use a cord? My internet's trash tonight. Yeah. Pay all that money for this bullshit. Okay. Hopefully it comes together. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm back. Let me plug in this internet cable. Hopefully, my Wi-Fi. I don't know what's going on lately. You know, as my little neighborhood's growing, more people are moving in, and I guess taking up the bandwidth or whatever. Okay. All right. But we'll do what we can do with what we got tonight. Okay. And hopefully it'll get better. Okay. But okay. I'm going to show you this video. Okay, and this got me really upset. Okay, and you know, me being a Christian. You believe like I do. Love you either way, regardless of how you believe. Okay? But I feel this was an attack on my faith. This was an attack on interracial relationships with black women, white men. Okay? And you know, I need to put out the truth about this. Okay? And let me show you this video. And this young lady, I'm trying to leave her alone, but she comes up with this crap and this false narrative and tries to, I guess, try to discourage black women from getting with white men and saying she don't care, but you know, you're going to run into problems. And but this video here, I'm going to show it to you and I'm going to react on it. Okay?
We're talking to a group of Christian women.
Okay. Let me see if you could see it. Gosh, my internet's crappy. I do apologize. Okay. All right.
So if you're talking to a group of Christian women who grew up in Christian churches and Christian circles, they're probably psychologically completely open to the idea of marrying a white man just for the simple fact that they go to church and see white images all the time. So it's like, look, I'm all about the faith, but I'm like, I also recognize that there's been a history of white supremacy and racism that has infiltrated certain churches. I mean, look, you have slavery is literally happening in certain churches. So I understand that also exists. And in some instances, there's been times where there's been a little bit of self-hatred that women have contended with or actually just embraced. For Christian women in particular, largely because of, I think, the images we see growing up.
Okay. All right. Let me talk a little bit about what she said. Okay. All right. First of all, okay, she said that, okay, she said that women that are Christian, okay, will be okay with marrying out, right, white men, because there's white supremacy and racism going on in the church, in some churches. It's a white Jesus, right? First of all, I don't know what churches she's been in, but every church I've been in, they don't put pictures of white Jesus. I think that's a Catholic thing, okay? Maybe I'm wrong, but we don't do that. And my church has never taught that Jesus was a white guy with blonde hair, blue eyes. We know that ain't true, okay? Number one. Number two, black women that are Christians don't marry white men because they're duped and somehow brainwashed because of images they see. Okay, they look at people as people. Okay, because in my faith we look at people as, you know, regardless of what nationality, ethnicity, they're people, right? They're human beings. And yes, Christian black women will be more open to date and marry white men because they see them as people and not as a skin tone. Okay? So that's why they will date white men or marry white men. Okay? They share the same faith. Now, both me and my wife are people of faith. My wife is a woman of faith. I'm a man of faith. Okay? My wife didn't marry me because she seen some images of Jesus and got brainwashed and duped and tricked into marrying me. No. She married me because she loves me. I married my wife because I love my wife. Okay? It wasn't no racist trickery going on. And it wasn't because of self-hate. Right? You know, and another thing, talking about racism and slavery in some churches, did you know because of Christianity, there was a movement started called the abolitionist movement. They were abolitionists. They knew slavery was wrong. They fought to end it. Those were Christians that fought to end it. Those weren't racist white dudes that hated black people. These were Christians. They knew there was a problem. They knew they had to fix it. And it's crazy. These pro-blacks talk about slavery and Jim Crow and all the evil stuff white men have done. And that's fine. But they'll never talk about abolitionists. They'll never talk about the white people that spilled their blood to ensure slavery would end. And if there was so much racism and stuff going on, and if that was true, slavery would still be going on in America. Because it took white people to end it, to fight each other, to spill their blood, to correct this problem we had in our country. Okay? The civil rights movement wouldn't have went forward if there wasn't white people behind closed doors helping to make that happen. If we were so racist, none of this would ever happen. Slavery would still be going on. Jim Crow would have been a pipe dream. Now, I know there's racism and there's evil in this world. It does exist in our country. I will never say it don't, because I'd be lying. But to go in there and attack, claim to be Christian, and participate in those evil deeds. But Christianity helped to end those evil deeds. But to put that out there like, oh, well, black women, they'll date because they see white men in authority and they're brainwashed. And no, a lot of Christian women will date white men, will marry white men. Because a lot of them see white men living more traditional, more out to marry black women than their own men. The ones that are willing to marry, they will marry you, okay? Now, I don't want to misspeak because most people that marry black women are black men, okay? But the marriage rates in the black community is what, 30%? Black women are married, how many percentage-wise? 26% of black women are married. 26%. So maybe a few of them are going to say, you know what? If they want marriage and a family, they might have to go to the white man. They might have to go to the Asian man. They might have to go to the non-black man. And it's not racism, white supremacy destroying the black community. It's the black man not marrying the black woman and taking responsibility. Now, that's not all. Not all do that. But if only 27% of black women are married, there's a problem. And I don't know about you, but I haven't seen no racist white hate groups at the courthouse blocking black women and black men from getting married. And truth be told, the white supremacists want to see you get married because they don't want to see black women going to white men. Or white women going to black men. They're not down with the swirl like that. But it's always negative. We're interracial. Oh, well, the grass isn't green over the hill. It's brainwashing. No, it isn't. Black people would dominate if black men would invest in black women and marry black women. I believe that. But they're not doing it. And why? Is it because of slavery happened? Is it because of Jim Crow? Is it because just white people are out doing these diabolical deeds to trick black people and not getting married? She's very against black women dating white men. Yeah, she is. It's obvious. I mean, look what she said about the Christian church, and this pisses me off, because that's not what my faith is about, and that's not what black women, white men that are together, that are serving our God and our faith. We come together because we love each other, not because we trick each other into it. But when you want that pro-black message, you got to distort the truth. You got to throw some things in there. And that's what's happening. Now, this young lady could believe what she wants. That's her right. Okay? And she can say what she wants. It's free speech. But I'm telling you, what she's saying is a lie. And that's not what's happening. Okay? Black women, white men are finding love. They're getting married. The most successful marriage is black women, white men. Hands down. Okay? Now I'm going to show you another video of a lie she's spewing. Okay? Okay. So it's okay. I don't, man. Here we go. Guys, I might have to continue this tomorrow. I don't know why my internet's all jacked up. Now it's buffering. A whole lot of dust going on. Okay, let's see if we could get this going now. Okay. Maybe enough to play.
I think black women, white men relationships are the fastest growing interracial relationship right now.
Now, with respect to what? As far as sexual access or marriage? Because to my understanding,
I don't know if that delineated. All I know is that they said the fastest growing interracial relationship is between black women and white men, and they are the most successful. They don't, when they do get married, they just don't divorce.
Yeah, well, the information that I've seen, and I did a live about this a little while back, where, first of all, to my understanding, in the United States of America, right, 1% of white men, less than 1% of white men have a black wife. Less than have a black wife. Now, we're not talking about sex, but we mentioned that earlier. We're not talking about sexual access. Yeah. We're talking about, okay, she's taking on my black Korean legacy, right?
Okay, first of all, okay, she says less than 1% of white men are married to black women. Okay? That's what she said. Now I want to know where she's getting her data. Okay? And she don't want to admit that black women and white men are the fastest growing group and the most successful, the least likely to get a divorce. Okay? She don't want to admit that. She wants to push a narrative that white men and black women are just having sex because white men just fetish black women. They don't love them, they're just fetishing them. Right? I've been married over 30 years and I'm accused of this fetish thing. Only had children with one woman. I'm only with one woman. Fetishizer. And they do that to push a false narrative. Okay? Let me pull this down. Okay. Now, let me show you some stats here. Okay? And I got these stats from Pew Research, U.S. Census. Okay? Now, this is a stat says more than a quarter of white men, 26.9%, are married to Asian women. Okay? The biggest group of women that white men are marrying today is Asian women. Okay? And I'm going to tell you the reason why. It's because it's easier. It's because Asian people accept white people a lot easier than black people. We don't have to deal with that fetishizing crap or, the go back to slavery every 2 minutes. Okay? It's easier. That's why more white men are doing it. Okay? Now it says, and about 6.9%. 6.9%. This is 2008 data. Okay? 6.9% of white men are married to black women. It's almost 7%. Okay? And I pulled it up. She could look at U.S. Census. She could look at Pew Research. It's too easy. But she won't do it because it's not going to show favor to black love. It's not. And look, I want black love to be successful too, but we can't be lying to get there. Sorry. Okay. Now this is interesting. Okay, so 6.9%. This is old stats, right? It's more than that. In contrast, this is interesting. 20.1% of white women are married to black men. Awesome. Becky, go get your Tyrone. While just 9.4% are married to an Asian man. Okay? So what she said is a lie. It's a lot more than 1%. It's 6.9. Okay? And it's growing. All right? Now let me put this other stat up here. Okay? Bear with me, guys. This internet is slow as crap. Okay? All right. Now, this is UK. I pulled this up, the census over in the UK. It says 14% of black British women were in a relationship with a white man. Okay? Now, does that mean marriage or just in a relationship or both? I don't know. I would assume it's both. Okay? This was compared to 98% of white women who were in a relationship with a white man. So is that saying white women in the UK ain't going over to the black man as much as white women in America? Okay. Well, it don't matter. That's just a stat. Okay. Now, when I get my stats, I look it up. I go to the U.S. Census. Okay. I go to Pew Research. So if she's going to put that stat, she needs to show where she got it. Otherwise, it's just bogus crap. Now, maybe somebody told her, maybe, Okay, now here, this is another stat just for GP. According to the available statistics, the percentage of black men married to Asian women is relatively low, with most sources indicating it falls around 2 to 3 men. meaning that only small portion of black men choose to marry Asian women. Okay? So the biggest interracial group that black men are going for is white women. Okay? Now, I support it. I'm off. Hey, that makes me happy. Okay? 20% of white women are going to black men. Do it. Go get it, Becky. But numbers are coming in 26% of Asian women. So the 20% loss that Becky's taking off, Asian women are filling in. And I'm happy to see that. You know why? I don't care who marries who, but I'm happy to see that. Because white men are opening up their options. Okay? The biggest option is Asian women right now, but I think the biggest is Hispanic, okay, and Asian, okay. But white men do better with those groups than they do with Becky. I'm serious. So if we gotta invest in other women as white men, let's do it. Let's go for the best option. But the best option is black women, white men. Okay, hands down. Our marriages last the longest, okay? And we have the least amount of divorces. And I know she knows that's true, okay? And I don't want to be picking on her all during the show, but I just want to put this out there. Get your stats. Don't just ramble stuff through your head. Okay, now, this is what black women need to consider. Open up your options, okay, if you want love in marriage. All right? Why should black women consider opening up their options? Okay? Black women outnumber black men by over 2 million. So if every black man marries a black woman, there's going to be over 2 million black women left alone. Okay? The black community has the lowest marriage rates and the highest divorce rates. Okay? Now, some people say, well, that's racist. You're putting the black community down. No, I'm not. I'm telling the truth. Okay? Approximately 72% of black children are born out of wedlock. Actually, it's 78% now. That's an old stat. And too many black women are forced to become the breadwinners in the community. Okay? Where they're having the date and marry down if they're race loyal. Now, if a black woman opens up her options to every man, hey, then men are competing for you. And that's what you want, ladies. Approximately 30% of black men are married. I think it's 36%. It went up a bit. Okay, they're finding their Beckys. Now, black women, you dropped a percentage point to 26%. It was 27, now it's 26. Okay, black men are not marrying black women. They say 85% of black men marry black women. That's a lie. It's 85% of 30%. But I like how they put that number in. Okay, but 80% of the black men that do get married, 85% are marrying black women. But they have the lowest marriage rates and the least successful marriages. Okay? Black men are the biggest group to date and marry outside their race. And they are. Mostly with Becky. They love Becky. Okay? One black dude told me one time, he says, our reparations is the white woman. I said, well, okay. I'm all for that. And I apologize to black men for you not having access to Becky sooner. And I mean that with all my heart. Okay? You know, you have access. Now, now you have access if she allows you to have access, okay? But you can get you a Becky or a Karen. Well, you can be with any woman you want, okay? That's the freedom we have as human beings. And go where you're loved and celebrated, okay? So, power to you. Live your best life. Okay? All right. But I do keep showing these slides because people need to see the true stats. They need to see the data. And they need to do research instead of putting numbers out there. Okay? And even if only half of 1% of white men were married to black women, okay? Wouldn't we want to see the results? And if they're having the most success, isn't that what we go for? Did you know less than 1% of Americans serve on active duty in our armed forces? That includes the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, Space Force. Less than 1%. That's a lot, but that's a lot of people serving our military right now on active duty. So white men that are married to black women are more than what? 7% of people that are serving in our armed forces on active duty. That's pretty significant, okay? And look, I don't care if black women, white men are the ones that are the least likely to get together. What I care about is the success rate. I don't have black women as my preference because they're more likely to date white men. No. Black women are my preference because they have the biggest heart, they have the most character, and they are the most beautiful. Regardless of what the majority thinks of me, I don't care. I just wanted to find that black woman that loves me so I could have the best option. And that's how a lot of us white guys think. We're not trying to date every black woman. We just want a good black woman as a wife. Okay. I want to show you this video. This young lady, okay, she's a young black woman, okay, and she talks about colorism and shares. She's dark complected, very beautiful, okay, I must say that. And she's doing a reaction on this white guy that's talking about white men don't really like black women, they just fetishize them, okay. Part of what he says is true. There are white men that will fetishize black women, okay? But the way they make it sound is like we're all doing it. All white men are just fetishizing black women, okay? And that ain't true, okay? If that was true, we wouldn't have the longest lasting marriages. We wouldn't have the lowest divorce rate. Because if you're fetishizing, you're focused on lust and you're looking at women as an object. And that don't last. So what they're saying is bogus. Now, all people fetishize. Well, there are people in every group that fetishize. Okay? Both men and women fetishize each other. Black, white, Asian, of all races. Okay? There are people in all groups that fetishize. All right. Now, I'm not, if you love a woman, if you don't love her, you shouldn't mess with her sexually anyway. Okay. But anyway. All right. Looks like it's working a little better. God, dusty internet. Okay. But let me show you this young lady and go show her some love. Visit her channel, okay? I don't think she's not a divester. I don't think she says she'll date white men. She'll give white men a chance, okay? But she talks about fetishization and colorism, okay? And she shares her experiences on her channel. Okay, I watched her videos and she goes in depth, and I think she's being honest. And but anyway, let's show it. I'm not going to show her whole video. Okay, I'm just going to react on part of it. Okay. And to where she makes good points, and I want to make some points. Okay.
There's room for everybody to get a taste of Shakira.
Okay, let me go. Okay, you've probably seen her before. She was the one that said she's opening up her options a few years ago to white men, and people flipped out.
I get it. I'm so pretty that at this point I'm gonna have to get a lot of marriage licenses because I already know about 99.9% of y'all want to marry me. So I'm gonna go to the courthouse tomorrow. Okay, get y'all set up, and you can just mail me the ring, whatever we gotta do. But I spoke to the future president. She said that I could get married to multiple people at the same time. So it's okay, y'all. It's okay. There is room for everybody to get a taste of Shakira. Oh baby, when you talk like. Okay, let me stop.
Okay. All right.
All right. Let's get into the video before I keep going, okay? Welcome to the Shakira Miriam Show. I'm your host, Shakira Miriam. And today we are going to be talking about a video that one of my subscribers actually sent to me. Shout out to _A.S2002 on TikTok because, child, I was kind of like going through a little brain drought these days. I've been going out a lot, y'all. It's my birthday month. I'm a Libra. If you know anything about Libras, we celebrate our birthday the whole entire month. So I've been just, I've been going out so much that I haven't been tuned in to anything going on. So I was like, damn, I gotta film a video, but I don't even know what to do. I don't know, So shout out to you for sending me that. But I do want to talk about it because there was a white man who got up on TikTok and he made a video and he was talking about how white men truly feel about black women. And honestly, I'm not going to spoil it. Let's just get into it and then we're going to talk about it, okay? But he said a mouthful. He definitely did. Okay, but let's get right into it.
So I'm just going to let this be known. I do not hate pink people. I just dislike shit that pink people.
He says he don't like pink people. He just hates what they do. Dude, you're a pink dude. Okay, continue.
People do. Like that whole thing with, the pink dudes, telling me, oh yeah, I like, black women too. Whole time, a lot of them don't like black women. They might be sexually attracted to black women.
That's a pro-black talking point. They say we don't like black women, just fetishize, right? That's what he's saying.
But they don't like them. There's a difference, okay? Motherfucker, and that's what a fetish is right there. Like, for real, like, you are sexually attracted to a person, but you really ain't trying to have no relationship with them. You just want to try something. Or you want to rebel against your family because they dislike black people. So that kind of turns you on. It's like when somebody tells you no, and you like, oh, like, you want to do it. Like, motherfucker ain't going to tell me no. Like, I'm finna go do this. You feel me? So that's the type of shit that I dislike. And I'm not saying that I'm the only genuine pink dude out here that, appreciates black women. But I just feel like a lot of pink men do not really appreciate black women. And I'm not for that. I'm not feeling that. And I'm not finna get no motherfuckers no tips on how to motherfucking pull a black woman and motherfucking implement the black woman. Like, hell no. Sorry, that's what I mean. They ops, you feel me? Them real live ops, for real. Because I'm about uplifting black women. I'm about appreciating black women. I'm not just about trying to get in, black women pants and shit. That's just not me, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I definitely, I ain't saying, like, again, I am sexually attracted to black women, but that's not my goal.
Oh, but other white guys that are fetishizers. I get it. He cares about black women. He's got the lingo. He's got the gear going. But, I don't know this guy, but I don't know. It just sounds like, I don't know. Let's continue.
Oh, for real, for real. But yeah, I just thought I had to, elaborate on that for real. I hope y'all enjoying y'all day already.
Hey, I want to say one thing. He's being courageous, checking pink dudes and how they really feel about black women. Okay, this dude does not speak for me. I've been married to a black woman over 30 years. Okay? And white men have the longest lasting marriages with black women. Okay? Black women are more successful with white men than black men or any other group of men. That is the truth. That is a fact. Okay? And to say that we're just out here fetishizing. And I know a heck of a lot of black dudes that fetishize black women, white women, Asian women. I'd say they're probably the biggest fetishizers. But us white men, we get the title, we get that tag put on us. Okay? But he's going to say black women. I don't know, maybe he really feels this way and he's doing his good deed and, showing how much he loves black women. But anyway, let's continue.
Well, he said a mouthful. Honestly, there's a lot to unpack here with what he said. The thing is, I just want to touch on his claim that a lot of white men don't actually like black women. They're just attracted to them. And a lot of the time it's a fetish. And I'm not going to lie. There is some truth to that, but I wouldn't say it's all white men. I do believe that there are white men out there who will fuck a black woman, but they won't.
Hey guys, I'm sorry about the language. But anyway, let's continue.
Marry her. They won't make her a girlfriend. They'll just use her as an experiment. It's somebody that they'll have sex with, but other than that, they're not going to take her serious. They're not going to even try to educate themselves about her struggle or about her experience as a black woman in this society. Like, that is definitely a real thing. There are definitely white men out here who do that. But there are also white men like himself who genuinely like black women and genuinely are.
Does he generally like black women, or is he just saying it? I mean, it sounds good. He's checking the white man for fetishizing. Okay, she'll give him credit and like, oh my God, that's a good thing he's doing. He cares about black women. If you really care about black women, you don't just check white men. That's too easy. Because white guys ain't going to react to it. Well, I will, but but most won't. They'll just like, yeah, whatever, and go about their business. Check a black dude for fetishizing a black woman. See what happens. See if they come for you. Because I'm going to be honest, okay? I don't know this guy, but the way he's talking, for me, that would be a red flag. Now, maybe he's from the hood and that's how he talks, okay? Some white guys sound like that because of their environment. And nothing wrong with that. But it seems like a little much, okay? And these are talking points that black men would say. If this guy, me having biracial daughters, if this guy came to my house talking like that, I would be on high alert. Knock at the door. Hey, you old pops, is your daughter home? I'm trying to get my lingo down. I can't talk like I can't get the accent down. Okay. I would be very cautious. Okay. It kind of seems like he's kind of cosplaying a black guy. Maybe he identifies as a black man. Okay. And maybe that's just my biased thoughts. Because, from my experience, white guys that have that black man accent or, try to be in that culture. A lot of times they're not really into black women. They're trying to live that black culture. He probably looks up to black guys and wants to be one. I just, now I'm not going to sit here and rip him. I don't know. Maybe that's just how he talks, and he's looking out for the black woman. But I've looked through his videos and I don't see him talking about black women and black men and how they treat black women. Because if you really cared, you'd be concerned about the out of wedlock birth rate. You would be concerned about how many single black mothers there are out there. And you check all men that do black women wrong. If you truly love black women. I'm just saying. But that's just my opinion. We all have them. We all have our little biases. So, but let me continue.
Are attracted to them to the point where they'll treat a black woman like a queen. Okay? And I thought this was interesting to hear a white man even say this, because the thing is, now everybody's like, oh, you see, this is why black women shouldn't date out. This is why black women shouldn't date white men. Because look, you're just going to be a fetish. You're just going to be a fetish. And it's like, listen, there are some truths to what he said. And like I said, that is definitely something that occurs with some white men. But I think it's interesting that white men are the only ones who are held accountable for having a fetish. Because I'm going to be real with y'all. What he's talking about, where he says there are white men out here who are attracted to black women, but they don't like black women. Coming from a dark-skinned girl who benefits from featureism, I'm going to unpack it right now, child. That is very common in the black community as well. This is not an exclusive experience to just white men. Okay? So.
Right. And let me say this. Okay. I appreciate her being honest. Okay. She didn't go along and say, yeah, white men are fetishizing black women and jump on that bandwagon. She's saying, wait a minute. Now, it is true. There are white men that fetishize and, just lust after black women. They're out there. Okay? But a lot of us white men truly love black women. And, and I've always loved black women. I was looking for a black woman to be my wife, not an experience. The only experience I wanted from a black woman is a lifelong experience of marriage and family. Okay? But I appreciate that she said, now, wait a minute. Black men are doing this too. But it's kind of funny how nobody checks black men on their fetishization. It's always white men. Like we're the only ones that know how to do the fetish thing. I don't know. It's weird. But when we look in real life, we'll see, wait a minute. This ain't really true. Vanilla thug. Yeah, that's vanilla thugging right now. That's what I, acting out so-called stereotypical black. Okay? And maybe he likes black women and he feels that, hey, if I get my vanilla thugging down and I get that lingo and I get the the gear, the hat, cut your beard like a black man wears a beard, and kind of like who was that guy, Sean King. He's like an example of that. Cuts his hair real short to look like a black man's hairstyle, but you can tell it's a white guy. Okay, it's crazy. I've seen white guys like this many times, and a lot of times they're not real. Now, I know some white guys that grew up in the black neighborhood, and they got some slang, but it's not that much. It's just like, I don't know. That's my experience of what I've seen. And a lot of those guys do fetishize black women. They lust after them. And they idolize black men. They just, But anyway, let's continue.
I thought it was interesting because, like I said, there are truths to what he said, but it's interesting that when we speak about fetishizing, we only talk about white men when black men also fetishize some black women as well. Okay. Like for me, as a dark-skinned black woman who benefits from featureism, do you know the amount of black men who have pursued me and tried to date me and have fucked me? Okay. When in reality, I was never their type. I was just the attractive dark-skinned girl that they could experiment with so they can experience what Tupac was talking about when he said the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. It was something that they just wanted to try out. But in reality, they didn't even like dark-skinned women like that. And it was so evident in my relationships as well. Because I remember I accidentally dated a colorist. And I know what you're thinking. Girl, how did you accidentally date a colorist? It's actually a very common experience with a lot of dark-skinned women, especially if you benefit from featureism. Okay. And one thing I will say is when I dated this black man who was colorist, okay, this man made it known that, you know what, I'll fuck you. And I'm attracted to you, whatever. But he made it very known that while he was attracted to me, he did not like me. He did not like me and I was not his first choice. And every single day, he never failed to remind me that. Okay? That man was always cheating on me with his real type. Okay? That man was always putting me down, always telling me that I wasn't valuable. Always saying stuff like, oh, it's really hard for me to not cheat on you because every time I go outside, I see an attractive woman and it's really hard for me to keep my dick in my pants. Like, I'm telling you, this is word for word, bar for bar. He would say things like this to me.
Well, I'm going to stop it right there. Okay. This woman she's very beautiful. She is attractive. And, that's really troublesome to hear her say that, how she was used and, you know, a black dude was with her and just attracted to her sexually and used her for that and tells her that's horrible. You know, but she's right. It's not called out. It's only called out when a white guy do. And you could be a white man that says, hey, I love black women. Oh, that's a fetishizer. You know how many people call me a fetishizer? And I've been married over 30 years. I've never stepped out on my wife. I don't have kids from any other women except my wife. I don't talk sexual about black women. I'm very respectful. But somehow because you're white, you're put in that box. But it's propaganda. It's to get black women to believe, you know, black women been told nobody else likes you except the black man. White men, yeah, they're attracted to you because they just want to fetishize you and use you for sexual desire. And a lot of black women believe that because they've been taught that white men are racist, fetishizers, just no good, just evil. So when they grow up and a white man's attracted, they're going to be cautious, like, oh, wait, is he going to fetishize me? What? Is he racist? Oh, my God, what do I do? And this is white men that love black women, like, oh, my God, no, I'm not a racist. I'm not trying to fetishize you. I just like you. I think you're awesome. And now I understand, and, you know, learning, I understand why black women are cautious with white men. And I'm not mad at them for that because they hear this propaganda. And this white dude saying that, he probably gets some kudos. Maybe some black women hear that and maybe he can hook up. But does he really mean it? Is he really warning black women? You know, this dude says he don't hate pink people, but he's a pink guy. You don't hate white people, but you're white. Okay, why do you got to say that? That's just weird. It's like he's talking in the second person, like in the like a black man in a white man's body type thing. Now, you know, you could be in that culture. If that's what you want, that's what you do you. But, you know, I'm cautious. And I'm telling you, I said that guy came to looking for my daughters at my house. My daughters wouldn't even entertain that. But I'm just using an example, you know. Sometimes we look at people and are they real? Are they fake? Are they just trying to live that experience? Are they trying to appropriate a culture? You know, and I don't know. Just my thoughts. But anyway, I'm going to drop this down. You know, she made that reaction video, and I do appreciate that she was truthful and said, you know what, white men ain't the only ones doing this. And I do appreciate that. Because a lot of black people won't say, they just say that's what white men do. They're racist and creepy and fetishizers. You know, I'm going to show you a couple other videos of this guy. This guy's real popular too on TikTok. Okay, he's got a big following. And do black women like white men that have that that hood swag to them? I don't know. Let me show you a couple of videos, and you can go visit his channel and, you know, give him some views. But
All right, so check it out. So I went to the gas station today, right?
okay, this is a good one, right? It says, do pink people have a scent to them? I wonder what he's referring to. Let's continue.
All right, so check it out. So I went to the gas station today, right? And it's the same gas station that I always go to. Anytime I gotta fill my tank, anytime I got me a soda, something like that, water, whatever, that's the gas station I go to. And it's always the same worker. Little young black girl. She probably like 22, 23 or something like that. And so, you know, we chit-chatting and shit like that. And she gonna ask me, she gonna be like, what's your ethnicity? And I'm like, shit, I mean, I got a couple different things in me, shit like that, but, you know, I'm mostly pink.
Oh my God, you're mostly pink. Oh, what a shame. You know, and this girl at the gas station, I said, yo, shorty, you know, I mostly, I got a little something in me, but I'm mostly pink. I'm trying to learn. Okay.
She like, for real? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you can't tell.
So she was confused that he's a white guy. Or was she fooled by how he talks?
About my skin tone and shit. She like, no, I can't. She's like, but you don't smell like a pink person. I'm like, I had to think about it. I'm like, damn, like, cause I always heard, you know, people say that pink people smell kind of weird and shit, like they got their own like type of scent and shit. But yeah, she was just like, yeah, you don't smell like a pink person.
You don't smell like a pink person. Hey, ladies, do you talk about white people, the pink person? I've never heard black people refer to white people as pink people. They usually just say white. You know, and that scent. Okay, that's a racist statement. And the origin of that statement, okay, there are black people that say, you know, white people smell like a wet dog and just stink. And, you know, that's what white supremacists back during the Jim Crow era was saying about black people. Did you know that? A lot of stuff that these pro-blacks use, the hateful statements they use, racist white people were using it towards black people back in the day. You know, so I just, it's just weird. Now, there are people that stink because they have poor hygiene. I mean, but to say a certain group just stinks, I mean, but he's happy about that. Oh, no, I don't smell like a pink person. Well, look at me. Okay, I know you're a black dude in a white man's body. I get it. Okay. Like, serious. Let's show another one.
And so another thing that be really motherfucking grinding my gears is motherfucking other pink dudes trying to befriend me because they like black women. Here comes Josh or Hunter like, hey, what's up, bro? I like black women too. You got any pointers?
Hey, I tell you what. Hey, I'd rather my daughters get with Josh and Hunter than you, guy. Josh and Hunter are probably sincere in how they feel about black women. They probably they love black women. You know, and they're just probably everyday white guys that just oh man. But Josh and Hunter, oh wow.
Fam, if you don't get the fuck out my face, you a whole op. Like, you really supposed to be competition, but you not competition. You hear me? You can't come on my court and play. Take your ass across the motherfucking water or something like that. Go dip and dabbling with them pink women that you been doing that shit. Cause I been here. The fuck? This is my court. Take your ass on, Josh, for real. Little dirty ass boy. Like, that shit be irritating. Like, these motherfuckers be thinking like we gonna be friends and be cool just because we share in common that, we, appreciate black women. Motherfucker, I don't give a fuck. I don't even got pink friends.
You don't even got pink friends. You can't play on his court. You know, you're supposed to be competition, but you're not. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, anyway, that's enough of that. I watch these videos he does, and I just laugh. I'm like, oh my God. Bro man over here, cosplay in effect, boy, I tell you. Don't go compete on his court. Well, his court's probably in the hood. And look, here's the thing. Ladies, and somebody made this comment. Some black dude says, yeah, and white men ain't coming in droves to the hood to get black women. No, we don't do that. There's plenty of black women in the suburbs, in the areas we live. We don't have to go to the hood. And ladies, if you live in a predominantly black community, and you want to marry a white guy, you probably have to go where the white guys are, okay? Because honestly, why would we go to the hood? It's dangerous. It's crazy. I don't understand why some of these rappers that make it big and become wealthy and end up going back to the hood and get shot. That just blows my mind. Like, they know it's bad. Why would you want to go back? Oh man. But honestly, I don't know this guy. And you do what you want. I just kind of cringe when white guys do that. And it could be that's just how they talk, but a lot of white guys that talk like that are trying to be black. They idolize black men, and that's what they want to be. They kind of have an inner self-hate, and maybe he's ashamed of white people. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe he just thinks black men are awesome and he wants to be one. Okay? But it's just odd. But this propaganda he's pushing, like white men don't like you like that. How do you know? You say you don't have no pink friends. How can you say we're like that? Are you just hearing talking points from your homies? Because believe it or not, a lot of black dudes will love this guy. Oh, he's one of us. He's one of the homies. They'll probably say he's our white N-word or whatever. I've seen that. It's odd. And there's probably some black women that love the guy. Oh yeah, he's real. He's from the hood. He knows what black people go through. I don't know. But anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. That's an example of what I call vanilla thugging. Okay. Someone that tries to so-called act black. Okay. Now, look, if you're a white guy and you just have an accent and you grew up around black people, I'm not talking about you. Okay. But those that try to act it out and try to be something they're not, it's just really cringy. That'd be, I got friends that are Asian, right? I got a lot of Asian friends I work with that I've served with in the army, right? I think they're awesome. And some of those dudes I really look up to because of their work ethic, and they got character, but I'm not trying to become one. You know what I'm saying? There's some Hispanic guys I work with that are hard workers, that got good character, that I grew up with. But I'm not trying to be Hispanic. I'm a white guy. I just want to be the best white guy I can be. I can look up to other men of races, different races, but I don't want to become that. I want to be who I am. And I love black women. I got a black wife. But I'm not trying to become a black dude because I got a black wife. That to me is dumb. Anyway, but anyway, when you hear these content creators throw some stats out, where did they get it? Okay, a young lady, less than 0.5%. And she said in one of her videos that we can't even research the data because there's not that many. Look, if you have 20 couples in America, you could see the percentage of that have success and failure. What are you talking about? That's the thing. A lot of people will say, well, there's not that many doing it, so we don't really know. Of course, their marriage rates are good because there's not that many, which don't make no sense. But okay. What's that? Oh, black men. No. Yeah, actually, it dropped down to 26%. I think the Pink Pill said it in one of her videos, and I was like, yeah, really? And I looked it up. Yeah, it dropped a percentage point. And the out of wedlock birth rate for black children is 78% now. And I'm not making this up. This is actual data from the U.S. Census. Okay, and to be fair, all communities in America, we need to do better as men. Okay, look, I got people in my family, women in my family that are single mothers, and it's everywhere. Okay, now I don't go around bashing them. They got with a loser dude. Okay, it happens. People are people. But the black community is really bad, and and I think black women need to open up their options, so they can have the best option. I see too many black women working hard, getting their degree, just grinding it out in the corporate world, and a lot of them are with a guy that ain't at her level, and that's not right. One thing about how I was raised, I knew my place. Okay, I knew as a middle class blue collar guy, I wasn't going to be married to a celebrity. I knew that ain't going to happen. Okay, I knew I wasn't going, marry a woman that's a doctor when I'm a soldier in the army. Unless I was an officer, you know what I'm saying? And I was raised that way. And being traditional, we're taught as men that we provide. And if my father always said, son, if you can't afford a wife, you don't deserve a wife. I mean, he was harsh that way. And and I grew up believing that. When I was dating my wife, and I asked her to marry me, and she said yes. The day she said yes, I went and paid her rent on her apartment. I paid, a few months off on our rent, paid it out. I put money in her bank account. And she was shocked. She's like, "You don't have to do that. I got my job." And said, "No, you're my wife now." Even though we didn't get married yet, but she said yes. So I took that. That's my responsibility. You know what I mean? And that's how I was raised. Now, she could have taken advantage of me and, kicked me to the curb, and I would have, been out of that money. But money is a tool. I could earn more money. But the thing of it is we had a commitment. So the day she said yes, that's my wife, and I'm going to take care of her. Okay? And look, my wife don't have to work. She does it because she's doing her dream job and she's got goals. That's just in her to do that. But anyway, let me I want to put the link. If you guys want to come up, you can. If not, I'm going to close it soon. But these people that were on, I'm not out to bash them. Okay, I know it looks like I did, and I kind of did. But you know what? Don't come with propaganda. Don't come with lies. If you have a stat, tell people where you got it. I'll tell you where I got it. Pew Research, you can look it up. You can look up the U.S. Census. The data is out there, and you're not going, and these people pushing this propaganda, you're not going to improve black love by lying about white men and black women. It ain't going to help. It just makes you a liar. Okay? And in today's world, it's about survival. You want that person that's going to love you and be there for you. These old ways of being in that segregated mindset, like, I got to be with my own color and group, those days are going away. And it should. We should, if we're going to come together as one nation, which we need to, maybe we do need to procreate with each other. Maybe we need to integrate, not just eating at the same lunch counter and being pals, but how about getting married to each other, raising families together? Because when you come together as a family, you're together. Hey there, Chris. What's going on? How's it going?
Hey, what's going on, Brent?
Oh, not too much. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay.
That's good. Yeah. Hey, it's been a little while.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't been doing I haven't been on YouTube as much. I'm doing a video once a week, but man, I'm working like 70 hours a week. I've been killing myself. 6 days a week. I get Sunday off. And man, that's supposed to be temporary, but gosh, it's killing me. I come home like today, I had internet problems. Now the internet's clear. It's good to go now. But, and I love doing YouTube, but sometimes I'm like, got to get away from all this toxic craziness, but, I just want, when I come on here, I feel like a lot of times black women, white men are attacked with this propaganda. Okay. And that's why I want to make this show tonight, because, black women, white men, we're having success, And I could speak from experience. My marriage, you know, me and my wife are about to hit 31 years. Um, you know, we got kids and grandkids. So we've lived that interracial life. And some of the stuff that's being spread is damaging. It's dangerous because you can have black women and white men that love each other, but because of the propaganda and the misunderstanding, you could break up two people that were meant to be with each other. I know so many people that, you know, talk to me about being with a black woman back in the day, and she loved them, but they, you know, their family and friends weren't down with it, and black women too will tell me the same thing, that they thought it wouldn't work out, that they should just stay with their own race, because that's what people do, right? But a lot of these people are broken. A lot of these people are devastated because they know they missed out on a good thing. They missed out on that one person that truly loved them. And, you know, I think it's our duty, those of us that love black women, to protect black women, to stick up for black women, whether it's white guys or black guys or whoever. That's what we need to do, you know. And a lot of us don't do it. A lot of white guys don't do that, you know, and it's sad. I mean, there's some good white guys that do it, but
Yeah.
but yeah, go ahead.
That one video, that one video about, yeah, because I was wondering what, I always wondered why we always get stereotyped for being fetishizers, because yeah, like I told you before, I like rap, yeah, I like R&B, yeah, I like, you know, black culture, but I'm not like, I'm not going to sit there and go over the top. I don't say, you know, I don't say words I'm not supposed to say. I don't sit there and, I used to wear do-rag. I used to droop my pants, but I don't do that anymore. You know what I mean? And I changed a lot from where I used to be. You know what I mean? I used to like, and I was used to living in the freaking, in the all white neighborhood doing that. You know what I mean? And I actually lived in it twice. Lived in two black neighborhoods. You know what I mean? My stepmom who passed away 9 years ago was black. I was in two black foster homes. You know what I mean? And I always felt
No,
judged because, you know, and they always say, "Oh, Eminem, he's trying to," you know what I'm saying? I mean, even Eminem, like I think when he first came out, like he wasn't even accepted when he first came out. Like he had to really prove himself.
right, right.
You know,
No,
like we're being.
yeah, and look, I have nothing against. Look, I love R&B. I do. I like you know, and I've listened to hip hop most of my life. The thing I don't like about hip hop is the culture, how it degrades women. Uh, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
The thug culture type thing. And I know most people that listen to it ain't acting that out. I get it. But that's what I don't like about it, you know, is the toxic culture with it, you know. And but I love R&B. I mean, you know, I grew up listening to R&B, you know, back in the day, the Temptations, the Spinners, the, you know, Marvin Gaye and Diana Ross, and you know, that's good music. I love it. And you know, rap, I was into that when I was young. But then I started seeing it's just toxic. You know, you see, and then you see women out there um, like Megan the Stallion and Sexy Red, and you know, they're beautiful women, but it puts a bad image on black women. Black women ain't like that. They're kind of over sexualizing. I don't like that about the hip hop culture. But I mean, if you're into it, I'm not going to shame you for it. Um, and that's your business. Now, a lot of guys, they grew up in the black community. They might sound a little kind of like that, and that's fine. I'm not into that. But when people force it, are they trying to be something they're not? Is when it's troublesome.
You mean like that movie Malibu Most Wanted, like that? You mean like
Yeah, yeah,
doing?
yeah. Right, right. Now Eminem, he talks like that, but he grew up in the hood. I mean, that's but even him, it's not like over the top like this guy I was showing. It's like he's trying to really push it. Like, but I mean, do what you want. I've just seen guys like that in the past that they're more interested in like cosplaying a culture than just being themselves. If you like black women, you love black women. Be you. I've most black women I talk to that are interested in white men, they say they want white men to just be that white guy you are. Be you. And that's my thing. Be yourself. Love yourself. You know what I mean? Don't go around thinking you're better than everybody, but just say, hey, you know what? I work hard. I'm not the best, but I want to be the best. And I'm going to work hard. That's, and have love for yourself enough to say, you know what? I can do this, and having a little humility, but confidence too. But
Yeah.
But it was just I'm more upset on what he said than how he sounds and talks. And that thing that white people stink, and that's a racial thing that racist white people would say about black people. Now it's come back around the other way. Stuff like that. And I just, and then the fetishization thing. How does he know what white people? The guy said he don't even have pink friends. So how would you know?
Right.
You know what I mean? That'd be like me saying, "Well, Chinese are this way," but I don't know too many Chinese people. It wouldn't make sense, right? But I look up to other people. Like I know a lot of Asian people I've worked with that I've known that are hard workers, and I look up to them, but I'm not trying to be them. You know what I mean? And that was my whole point in it. Just be you. And maybe that's who that guy is. Maybe that's how he talks. I don't know. And really, I don't care. I just, I just think we all don't like. We just want people to be themselves. Most of us, don't act like something you're not. I mean, and sometimes maybe low self-esteem will get people to do that. Or maybe they just like the culture and think a do-rag looks good and hey, that's the style. I think a lot of white guys do that because they think it looks cool. I mean, it don't help our hair. Our hair's not textured for that.
Just what I used to think about. It don't really help. It just makes you look stupid.
Yeah, but there's some white guys that do that, and they'll even use black hair products which that could damage your hair because our hair is different. My hair, I have to wash it every day. But my wife's hair, she it'll dry it out if she washes it every day. Different hair structure. We use different shampoo and stuff. But
So what
anyway.
you think about Beyonce winning the Grammy?
Who? Beyonce?
What you think about? Yeah, what you think about her winning the Grammy?
Well, okay, I like country music. I'm into that too. I love Beyonce. Don't get me wrong. She's awesome. She's a legend. She's an icon. But her country album, it's all right, but I don't think, she should have won Grammys back in the day. I thought that she didn't win. And I don't know if they, maybe looking back, gave it to her because she's Beyonce. But I think she could do a successful country album if she put more of an investment in it. I just thought the album was quick, and it's, but I love Beyonce. I mean, she's awesome. But sometimes when you go into a different music genre, you gotta work a little harder. It's like, say a white guy that does rock or country and goes in the rap. It's going to take some work to get it down and how it goes, But I mean, I'm glad she did it. I wish she would focus more into it and really dig into it. I think she could do a great country album. I just don't think the one she did was. I mean, it's okay. I just, yeah. But nothing to take from her. I mean, she's accomplished more than most, music stars have. So you got to give her props. But yeah, what's that? Black people created country. She's from Texas. Well, I'm not doubting she's or who created it. I'm just saying I don't think she put in the work to make it great. Okay. And I'm being honest. I mean, but I like Beyonce. I mean, nothing against her at all. She's a legend. Okay.
Now I have a question.
Okay.
Now, since it was kind of a question in the comment. Now, do you think it's gonna be harder for a white guy to approach a black woman or to date a black woman if they have low confidence?
If he has low confidence or she does.
Either or.
Either or. Well, it depends. If she
I mean, the reason
had,
I'm saying it because I'm working on my confidence.
well, if the woman, let me put it this way: if the woman's got low confidence, she might embrace you because she don't expect you to, you know, to approach her, maybe, and maybe she'll say, "Oh, wow," and she might embrace you, or she might think that you're just after her for an alternative reason. You know, I think with men, um, you got to develop confidence, and look, it's I'm be honest, it's easier said than done. Okay, um, every time I approached a woman, I was nervous and my heart was racing because any woman I approached, I was into her and I wanted to be successful in my approach. I wanted her to accept me. And there was always that fear of rejection. And we're human, we're all like that. But there comes a time where you just got to take your shot and understand you're going to get rejected. Rejection's a part of life. But when you get that woman that says yes, oh my God, it's like a wonderful feeling. You know, my first girlfriend was a black girl, and this was in high school. I was 16, right? And I liked her. I thought she was, I was interested. I wanted to talk to her, but I didn't have the courage. What happened? Hey, Chris, come back up. I don't know what happened. Chris dropped off. Let me put the link back up here. Yeah. Shows confidence just being here. Yeah, that's right. Let's see if he'll come back up. I don't know. He dropped off. Sometimes StreamYard kicks you off, but I'll leave the link there. Hopefully he comes back. But let me say what I was going to say. We all have issues with confidence. Let's be honest, okay? Um, and I will say this to women: if a man's nervous and he approaches you, that's not a bad thing. We're going to be nervous because we're interested in you, okay? Our heart's going to be racing. It's, and a lot of times if the man's real smooth with his words and just very confident, that could be a red flag. I'm just saying, any woman I approached, I was nervous. Okay. But the first girlfriend I had was a black girl, and this was in high school. I was 16. I would walk past the lockers and I would look at her, and sometimes I'd say hi and smile, but I wanted to talk to her so bad, but I was so afraid she's going to kick me to the curb. And it took several months for me to get my courage up. But you know what? I went to talk to her, and I asked her out. She grabbed my hand, pulled me to her, and hugged me and says, "Yeah, I'll be your girlfriend." That was the greatest feeling ever. Okay? But it took having the courage to approach. Now, was I smooth with the words? No. I was nervous. I was stuttering. Hey, Chris, make sure you hook up your devices. I see you down there. Just says devices not hooked up. Just make sure. But there's been situations I approached and I got rejected. And it hurt my feelings. But that's life. Hey, Chris. Sorry you got knocked
Yeah, sorry,
off.
but my
I don't
phone
know.
died on me. My phone died on me. I had to plug up my phone.
Oh, okay. No worries. Yeah, I was just saying, I don't know if you heard me, but I've been rejected, and some women have said yes. Um, Life is rejection is part of life, but just sometimes you gotta say, you know what, I'm going for it. If she says no, oh well, you know, and be approaching a black woman. A lot of times, us white guys just think, okay, black women don't like white guys. She's going to kick me to the curb and make me look stupid. But I found that most black women I approach, they weren't rude at all. Even the ones that weren't interested, they were nice about it. And maybe it's because I was genuine, and maybe I was kind. And if I got rejected, I wouldn't be rude to her or say nothing hateful. I just knew that, okay, people get rejected every day. People are going to reject you. You're going to reject people. That's how we are. And don't take it personal. Just if she's not interested in you, she's not into you. There's women that are into you that you're not into. I mean, that's life. But with black women, you'll find that a lot of black women are pretty reasonable. Black women are, for the most part, are loving women. Okay. Some won't date white guys. They're just not interested. And that's okay. But some will give you a chance if you just approach. A lot of times, us white guys, we miss our opportunity because we just don't go for it. And I would just say with black women, be respectful, be confident, but be respectful. Don't go up to her like you're the man, but just have the confidence to talk to her. Sometimes, that goes, and even if you're nervous, my wife told me I was so nervous and stuttering when I approached her. I thought, oh my God, I'm looking like an idiot. She's not going to be interested. She's going, kick me to the curb, and what she found is she embraced it because she knew I had feelings for her. She knew that it took courage to approach her, and I asked her, after I got to know her, I said, when I approached you, what did you think? Did you even understand me? Because I know I was nervous. She says, I could see it. I knew exactly what you were saying because I could see it in your eyes. And she said, oh, it was so cute. You approached me and you were like nervous and and I was like, oh my God, I'm looking like an idiot. But hey, what if I didn't do it or didn't approach? I wouldn't have my wife right now. I wouldn't have my children, grandchildren. I wouldn't have the family I have. Um, and black women are amazing. They're that hidden treasure, but you gotta approach her. And if a black woman's interested in you, it's going to mean a lot to approach her. You know, and I say to black women, one thing that gave me confidence with black women is when I would make eye contact and she would smile. It's like I just felt like, oh, okay, I have a chance. And maybe she's just smiling because she's friendly. It could have been that too. But, sometimes that little eye contact, that smile, are just saying hi. Yeah, black women, if you see a guy you like, you just say, hey, how's it going? That don't mean you're chasing them down. Sometimes small talk leads to a relationship. But us as men, we got to have the courage to approach. Okay. And if you don't approach, you're just throwing in the towel and surrendering. Oh, okay, well, I don't have confidence, so I'm just going to throw in the towel and and just approaching. I found that when I was younger, that when I got over that fear, now I was always still nervous, but I was like, yeah, I've done this before. I can do it. And when she says yes, that's the reward. You know, it's like anything in life. If you don't try, you're not going to succeed. You know, and I know that sounds simplistic and like just do it, but really just do it. What's the worst that's going to happen? She's not interested. Whatever, go away. Oh well, her loss, right? I mean, there are women that rejected me back in the day, and they see how I'm living and how I treat my wife, and okay, you're not interested. You're not interested. I'm going to go to the woman that's interested. And there's someone for everyone. If you want to date a black woman or Asian or whatever you like, there's a woman out there for you. You just got to pull that trigger and go for it. And rejection hurts. It's going to happen, but that's life. We all, Brad Pitt's been rejected. I mean, we all go through it. But you pull your head up and you go and you move forward. Sometimes rejection is protection too. I look back and I see some of the women that rejected me, and I'm like, thank God she said no. Because, you never know. Is your wife Black American? Yes. Yeah. My wife is Black American. Yes. My wife is from the same hometown I'm from. Me and my wife, we grew up in the same place. she lived in a better neighborhood than I did, but we were both middle class people. Our parents were blue collar. Um, her father was a retired soldier and ended up working for the post office, and my father was a fireman and paramedic. And you know, and it's funny because people joke with me about. They say, "Yeah, you went to a white neighborhood to find a black wife," and I really did. It's funny, but you know, it's funny because my wife played basketball in high school, and she's the only black girl on the team. But you know, I'm thankful I took my shot because, man, if I didn't, where would I be? And think about that. You're interested in a woman, you know, approach her. And it's okay to tell her she's beautiful. Don't refer to her race. If she's a black woman, don't tell her, "Oh, I love black women. Don't tell her that. Just say, you tell her you think she's pretty and you're interested in her. Don't refer to her race because she might think you're fetishizing her or are weird. She's a woman, you're a man, and hey, you're interested. And leave it at that. Um, you know, that would be my best advice. But it just go for it. And sometimes we get rejected a few times before that one says yes. That's okay. And with black women, she might be interested but afraid to date you because you're a white guy. She might feel guilty. She might be attracted to you but feel guilty dating you. And that's true. There are black women like that would love to be with a white guy but feel guilty because of slavery and Jim Crow and all the evil stuff that happened in the past. I don't know. Yeah. So just keep that in mind and just understand when you approach a black woman and she's very cautious, she's been told you're the boogeyman, pretty much, and she might, think, okay, I want to make sure he's not racist and trying to fetishize me and, and I know us white guys were like, God dang, I mean, give me a chance. Because with other women, we don't, Becky's not going to worry if you're racist or a fetishizer. Asian women ain't going to think about that either. They just, I just, but I tell you, you find a black woman that loves you, you're blessed. You are blessed. It's worth whatever trouble you got to go through. I'm telling you. But anyway, but I don't know. I hope that answers the question. But confidence, we all go through confidence issues. There's times we're just not confident. Sometimes we have a little bit low self-esteem. But you got to work through that. Love yourself and and a woman that might have low confidence might embrace you and maybe she always was into you, but she and I've seen very beautiful women that have low self-esteem. I've seen black women that are like, oh my God, this woman is amazingly beautiful, but have low self-esteem. And that happens. We think beautiful women, they're got all the confidence in the world. And sometimes us guys, there might be some women interested in us, but we don't. Our confidence might keep us away from being with a woman that truly loves us. you know. But but you don't know what goes through people's minds. You don't until you get to know them and they share it with you. Um, but anyway, I mean, go get her, Chris. Take your shot, brother. Yeah. But hey, we all go through that. We all fear rejection. If we didn't fear rejection, we wouldn't be human. Um, People that go around saying, I'm confident and yeah, sure you are. We all go through that. You know. Yeah. But anyway, did that answer? I know I talked a long time. I talked forever. Um,
You didn't answer my question. Yeah.
yeah, it just, I don't know, just be like Nike, just do it. I know that when you're in the moment, you don't feel like I can just do it. But when you do it, it's like a burden's lift. Well, hey, I talked to her. She said no, but I'll go talk to her. I mean, and I'm telling you, and I think women and black women have told me this, that they love when a man is confident. When a white man can approach them with confidence, they like that. They don't like an arrogant guy that thinks he's, all that, but someone that just has the courage to do it. I've heard a lot of black women say, "Why do white men stare? Why don't they just approach?" And some of us got to work through that. And a lot of times, a lot of us think black women don't like us. I know it's kind of crazy because there's black women that think white men don't like them, and there's white guys that think black women don't like them. And when we just get to know each other, sometimes you know what, we're happy with each other. You know, but I will say this: our marriage stats are the best. That says something. We might not date and marry out that much, but when we do it right. you know. And I think sadly a lot of white guys that won't approach black women is because of the propaganda and all the crap that they just feel black women won't accept them. So they'll go to Asian women but I don't know, it's happening more often though. More white men are going after black women. And I think it's a beautiful thing. You know. And you can't say we don't love black women because we stayed married. And I'm going to tell you this. And I'm going to tell black women this. This is honest to God truth. When white men open up their options to black women, even if they get in a failed relationship, 90% of them will go for another black woman. And us as men, that's the truth about us. Once we experience the love of a black woman, we're not going anywhere else. And we wouldn't want to. And I've seen it over and over. I've known white guys that get with a black woman and, they just not meant for each other. It don't work. He'll go for another black woman. And that's honest to God truth. I say most guys, white guys in today's world, they'll date anyone that they think is beautiful or they feel good being around. But I tell you, once they get with a black woman, their preference is sealed. And there's some guys like me that I've always been attracted to black women. I've dated black women exclusive when I was young. I married a black woman. And people say, well, you don't see other women as beautiful. I do see other women as beautiful. All women are beautiful, but there's something about black women. There's something about the love she has. There's something about black women being resilient, their character, and there's no other woman like a black woman. What can I say? And people think I'm weird and try to check me on it. Well, you shouldn't feel that way just about one group of women. Why not? If you're the best, you're the best. Black women are the best. Why would I? I don't know why people find that hard to understand with me. I just, like I said, I'm not trying to change who I am. I love who I am. I love my family. I love my community. And my community is predominantly white and Hispanic. But I love black women. What can I say? I mean, there's a good reason. It's a lot more than the physical. But anyway, I could talk all night about this. So, is there somebody you're interested in, Chris, that you want to take
Well,
that shot?
well, actually, there was somebody,
Mhm.
but I ended up having to block her off my phone because she was trying to use me.
Oh, okay.
She was trying to, because cause we never went out or anything like that. But like, I
Uh-huh.
was trying to like take her out somewhere, and I ended up trying to give her like $80 for a concert, and she ended up like ghosting me, and then she texted me back 3 months later asking me for money. So I said,
Ooh. Yeah, sorry that happened. That's you got yeah, that's you gotta be careful. There's some people that will use you. Um, yeah, yeah, that's messed up. I tell you what, make sure you vet. Look, I've been in most relationships with black women have been good relationships. Okay, um, and when it ended, most of the time it was my fault. But I did. Hey, I had a black woman that treated me bad. That was abusive. That that was toxic, and she'd get mad at me and hit me. Actually, physical. And I never laid hands on her. I it I was upset. I get enraged, but I never touched her. You know, and I was used in that situation. I went through. Oh my God, that that situation broke me down to where. But you know what? I look back and it's good I went through that because I learned to vet people. I and I was at the point when I was young. I just thought black women are amazing. They're beautiful, and I had girlfriends that were amazing women that I messed up with, and I thought, well, I get another black woman, it's going to be the same. No, I got the wrong one that time, and I paid the price. I really did, but it made me realize that you got to know who you're with, and and women especially got to because see, she was physically abusive, but she couldn't overpower me. I could leave. But if it's the other way around where the man's abusive, there's situation where women are held captive in the house or apartment they're in. you know the thing I had is I could get away, and I could just flip out by myself and not hurt her. You know what I mean? And I'm glad I didn't lay hands on her. But I was raised, we don't, my father always said, you don't hit girls. I my dad dealt with me one time when I was little. I was playing in the sandbox, and this little girl, you know, we were, pulled my hair, and I pushed her, and my dad saw that, and from that point, you don't hit girls. And you would think, okay, she pushed me, can I? But you know what? That stuck in, and I think that was God's way of keeping me from hurting that woman. And thank God I didn't react out of anger. I could have hurt her bad. I maybe even unalived her. You don't know what people do when they're outraged, you know. But I didn't choose right, and I paid the price. Now that's one black woman out of many that I've been with that I didn't deal with that, you know, when I was younger. But there's good and bad in every group. And as amazing and as black women are, there's a few bad ones in the bunch. That's every group of people. But overall, black women, hey, if you want a successful marriage and family life, the black woman's the one to choose, really. And people don't believe that. They think being with your own race is the best option. Not with us white men. We do better dating out, marrying out. Our marriage rates go up when we open up our options. And then when you open up to black women, it gets really good. And we're at the top. And amazing black women, when they open their options, they go up. And when we get together, we become that power couple. But you got to vet. There's a lot of white men that love black women and would be great husbands and fathers, but there's some creepy powder dusties sprinkled in there too. You got to just be aware, But because I had a bad experience with one black woman, I'm not going to hold it against all black women. That'd be stupid. My wife had a friend that opened up her options, got with a white dude that cheated on her. And you know what she did? And me and my wife's like, wow, are you going to stop dating white guys? She's like, you know what? No, I can't blame all white guys because of this one guy. And she ended up marrying a white guy and found the good guy. But sometimes you get in a bad relationship. I mean, we're people, and people are flawed. Okay? Well, what can I say? Oh, hey, Beverly. Good show. Thanks, Chris. Keep your head up and going. Okay, Beverly, you have a good night, young lady. And thanks for sending me those uplifting messages. That's awesome. I want to thank you, Beverly. Thank you so much. But yeah, Chris, keep your head up, man. Look, I've been used to. We all go through that at times, But vet, and if she's really into you, you ain't going to have to give her money and all that stuff. Okay. When I was with my wife, my first date with my wife, we walked to the park and we talked. Now, I'm not a cheapy dude. But that was our first date. And I had a good time just talking to my wife. But once we got serious, I would spend money on her. I'd buy her gifts. I was very generous. And when she said she would marry me, I took care of her financial from that point. The minute she said yes, I paid her rent, put money in her account, and that's my wife. some people say, well, I wouldn't do that till it was official. Well, you can marry somebody and they kick you to the curb too. I was just raised, we take care of the women in our life. That's our job. So, and ladies, if you get with a white guy, get a traditional guy, because he'll be more open, to share his wealth with you, put you first, Oh, dropped off again. All right. I'll put the link up for a few minutes and then I'm going. Okay. Well, the internet's working great now. It sucks that earlier it didn't. But yeah, black women, white men, keep your head up. Just know, hey, we got something special. Those of us that have the courage to open up our options, we're reaping the benefits. Oh, hey, Chris. Thanks for the talk. Oh, okay, Chris. Thank you. Thanks for being part of the show, Chris. It was good talking to you, brother. It's always good to see you, Chris. Thanks for coming up and talking to me. And B Bean, why don't you start some kind of matchmaking? Okay. People, look, I would love to have a channel where I bring black women and white men together and have a dating show. And look, I would love to do that. And I've tried to do that in the past, okay? And the thing is I got to have participation. If you guys want this, I got to have men and women participating, okay? I tried this in the past, okay? We did a private, and we can try to do it again. If you're interested, email me, okay? We'll do a private stream where nobody will see us, and we'll, go through the motions and practice at it. If we get enough people, I would love to do it as much as you guys. But look, I don't have a dating company. I don't have access to thousands of people to bring together like that. But if you guys want that, you got to participate. See, I did it in the past, and but the problem I ran into is I would get like 5 people, right? Which is great. But I would get a woman that's 60 and a guy that's 23, and and if we do it, people got to be within the same age group, okay? If the woman's 60, the guy needs to be in his upper 50s or around her age, right? I don't want to get a 20-year-old woman with a 60-year-old man. That don't look good. And I'm not going to do that. But, if we did a show like that, we could do that. We could do a private show like that. We could do a live show like that. But it's easier said than done. People have floated this idea and then they don't participate. Look, I work so many hours. Look, I don't make a lot of money doing YouTube. And I shared that with you guys, okay? And I'm not in it for no money. I just love doing it. But I have to work. And I work a lot of hours. I worked 70 hours this week. I'm tired. But I would do this show. If you guys want that, you got to help me get there. Okay? I can't provide white men and black women. I just can't pull them out of my pocket. You know what I mean? But hey, I would love to do that. And You know, we can do like a show, and it'll be a fun show. I can't arrange dates because I don't have the resources to bring people together like that and fly them around. If I was a millionaire, we could probably do that. But you know, but if you want to have a show and we could do it like the dating game. You have one guy and three women, or one woman and three guys. But we got to have the people. Okay? And there's a lot of people that would love to do it, but they're shy. They don't want to. You know what I mean? But yeah, email me if you're interested. But I need men and women. And I want people with it. If we do a show and the guy's 60, I got to have 60-year-old women. Understood? Or, you know, a few years younger or old. That's okay. But I don't want a 20-year-old with a 60-year. It just not. I don't want that. Okay, it don't look good either because they'll say, "Well, that Roadrunner, he's a creepy dude. He has a 60-year-old woman and a 20-year-old guy, or vice versa." Okay, and the dating show would be just for fun. If you guys want to hook up and share emails and stuff, that's on you. Okay. There's been people that have hooked up on this channel and just shared emails, but be careful of that. Okay, look, you don't know who's in here, right? There's a lot of good people on this channel. There are, but every now and then there are some creepy crawlers that come in. Okay, that are looking for a hookup, or that don't have the best intentions. And I've seen that. I've had to run people off my channel. I've had to run white dudes off, Asian dude. Look, because they're not right. Okay? And I can be cool with the person and they sound great, but you don't know who they really are. So keep that in mind. Okay? But if you want to participate, email. But I need men and women, and I need around the same age group. Okay, and I would do middle-aged people or young people. We could have fun with it either way, but they got to be okay. And it would just be a show. Okay, I pick number 3, and we can vote on the channel. That would be fun. But I can't arrange you guys a date for you guys. I'm not. This ain't Love Connection. I don't have the resources to do that. Maybe in the future. but your float. Look, I would love to do that. Okay. But I need you guys got to participate. I can't do that. And I had some people that were following me and they wanted me to do a dating service, and I couldn't do that. They left. And look, I just don't have the resources. But we can entertain a dating show. I'm all for it. Okay. But if your guys are interested, email me, okay? And if you guys want to share emails, that's on you. I'm not going emails. I don't share none with nobody unless you tell me give so and so my email. Okay, but but hey, email me. But I need your help. I can't do it on my own. Okay. I've had people email me, hey, I'm this age and I'm looking for a white guy. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't send them to you. I mean, I'm 55, my wife's 56. We're middle-aged. We've been married for several years. Most people we're around are married people. I don't hang around 20-year-olds. So if you're a young lady, I'm just saying. But well, we could look into that. But the biggest thing is participation. If I had like 10 guys and 10 women just say boom, we could make it happen right now. But a lot of times I don't get that. I get 2 or 3 people. And and a lot of times their ages will be so far off. Because I got women and men that are in their 60s watch me. I got men and women that are in their early 20s. Online mixer. What's an online mixer? But yeah, email me, okay? But you guys, I need your help on this. Okay. I mean, I've had women from Africa say, I'm interested in a white guy, and I'm like, okay, I'll pray for you, but I don't have the resources to deliver you a good white guy, or I can't, or vice versa. You like black women, I can't just here's one. Yeah. But yeah, I know I got some emails on that, and look, I would love to do it. And there's been other channels that have tried to do that. The thing is participation. Okay? Maybe we could do a show where people come up and tell a little bit about yourself, and maybe have a meeting. And maybe you could talk privately on a private stream. I don't know. There's some ideas. If people have the courage, hey, I'm 28 and this is my hobbies and I'm interested in this. And just ideas. But you let me know. If you could collab with Christy, that would be in. Are you talking to me or someone else? Hey guys, if you want me to read what you're saying, put it in caps. Okay? Because I don't do good reading while I'm doing a live show. I got a one-track mind, but if I see it in caps, I'll get it. Okay. Well, let me know. Let me go ahead and close this. It's getting late. But if you guys are interested, look. This is your channel just like it is mine. But I need participation. That's the biggest thing. Okay? Let me know. And it's got to be age appropriate. Okay? And I say at least be 21 or so. I don't need a 15-year-old trying to do the dating. Even though it's just the online fun thing, it just looks weird. You know what I mean? Maybe do a 20-something dating 30-something. That I could do that. We could. I mean, there's room. I just don't want a 20-year-old and a 60. That just creepy. But if it's, we can go in the range where you're in the general ballpark. Okay. Yeah. But we could do, if we had enough people, we could do like a young people's night and senior night. We could do it all. Now, anyway, let me go ahead and close this show. Guys, I thank you for being up here. I hope you enjoyed the show. Oh, thank you so much, Noletti. But I hope you enjoyed the show. And look, you have the right to protect yourself and stand up for yourself. Black women, white men, we're the most attacked in today's world. Okay? A lot of people don't like to see black women and white men together. Okay? And it's not just the white supremacists that don't like it. There's a lot of black people that don't like it. Okay? There's both black and white people that feel threatened to see black women and white men together. They hate it. They do. Okay? Don't let that get you discouraged. We are the power couple for a reason. Our marriages last the longest because we do have character, because we are strategic. And I say this and I'll say it again. Black women and white men, we are that power couple. Okay? And maybe because we have to go through some barriers and we got to make sure sometimes it's like when we date, we're vetting each other before we even get serious. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing black women and white men don't just jump into a relationship. Because a lot of black men and white women do that thing, and a lot of times it don't work out. Maybe because they're not vetting each other. Maybe they're doing it for different reasons. But it seems like black women, white men, it tends to work a lot better. And look, I want the other side of the swirl to do good too. I don't get happy when black men and white women don't work. I don't get happy when any relationship don't work. I'm not like these swirling gone wrong jokers that get excited when a white guy and black woman relationship goes bad. I don't do that. I want everybody to be successful. Okay? But I'm going to tell the truth. Black women are the best option. Okay? And black women, white men, we are the power couple. We are the best option for each other, whether you like it or not. And numbers don't lie. You can push all the propaganda. You could go back to slavery, Jim Crow, and all the evil deeds. But the truth is, in today's world, black women, white men are doing the best. And numbers don't lie. Why is that? Maybe there's true love there, huh? No one will admit that, though. Oh, thanks. Chrissy is a part-time YouTuber who gives relationship advice. Oh, Chrissy. Yeah, but she's so big. I don't know if she'd even entertain dealing with a small YouTuber like me. I don't even. I mean, I'm not saying she would, but she also believes in divestment. Well, maybe. Okay. I can tell you have a good heart. Oh, is that to me? I appreciate that. If it's not to me, I appreciate it to whoever it goes to. Guys, thank you for tonight. Okay? And ladies, open up your options. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, open up your options. Take your swirl to investment. Black women, go where you're loved and celebrated. Okay? Swirl to investment or divest. What you need to do to protect yourself. Okay? Black women, make it about you. Okay? It's got to be about you, black women. And what community you belong to, ladies, is the one you want to belong to. Look at it like this country is yours. Every neighborhood, every group of men is yours, whoever you want to be with. You got to have that attitude. Just look at it like, hey, this is my world. I'm doing it, doing what I want to do. Black women, the more black women do that, the better off you'll be, ladies. Seriously. You already proved you're the most educated. You already proved you're the most resilient. You already proved you're the most loyal, most loving, most spiritual. I mean, come on. Take it, ladies. Make it yours. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and good night there, Indiana mom. Sleep well, Stace. Yeah, I got to get in bed. I'm tired. I've been working so much. Guys, if I don't do YouTube for a while, it's not because anything's wrong. I know some people say, well, you don't do it as much. Is everything okay? No, I'm just tired. I work a lot. But I will make time for YouTube. I love this too much. I love being with you guys too much. Okay? But you guys have a good night. Let me say a prayer before I go. Okay. If you want to pray, you can pray with me, or if you don't want to, that's up to you. Okay, but I'm going to. Lord, thank you for this show tonight. Thank you for everybody that's come up here, Lord, and thank you for Chris, Lord, and give him the courage to get with that special lady, Lord, and give him somebody that will be a partner to him, a young lady that will love him and be there for you. And Lord, please help us continue to do this show and help us knock down the stereotypes, the generalizations, and help us as black women and white men, or other non-black men that could come together and have love for each other, where we can get our marriage rates up to where we can have a family and be with somebody that loves us. And Lord, I ask that you would bless us and give us the opportunity and provide people that will participate in a dating show where we can have fun. And, people want to do this, but I need help. God, please give me help. And I just want to say thank you, Lord, for giving me the opportunity to do YouTube. And thank you for everybody that's shown me and my wife, Sandy, love and respect. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Okay. Guys, you have a good night. I love you guys. You're awesome. Okay. Black women, what can I say? You're beautiful and amazing, and I love you. Okay. And I mean that. I feel like I'm like a godfather. I just want to see you do good, be successful. And ladies, don't give your love to a man that don't deserve it. Don't date and marry down. Don't do that, ladies. You're too good for that. Okay, if the man can't meet you at your level, he don't deserve you. Okay? And be strategic, ladies. Don't just go for a man you're attracted to. Go for one that you're attracted to, of course, but one that can provide for you, that loves you and puts you first, that makes you the prize. You're the treasure. Black women, you're the prize, you're the treasure. Any goofy dude that says he's the prize, you need to run from that guy. Okay? Ladies, you're the prize, you're the treasure. Okay? Black women, you keep showing the world that you are the best. You're not just the most beautiful. You have the most character. You're the most educated, most resilient, most loving, most loyal. That's you. Okay? Go for the men that are going to love you and put you first. Okay? You guys have a good night. Happy Saturday. On the East Coast, it's midnight now. But you guys have a good night. If you're going to watch the Super Bowl, have fun. Whoever you're going for. If you have a cookout tomorrow, I got my parents coming over, and some family members from my wife and my family, and we're going to have fun. We usually have a good time together, unless we start talking politics, which we learn not to do that. We'll talk football, and we'll have a good time. And embrace your families. Okay, if you're going to be doing some activity, barbecuing. Me, I'm going to be lazy. I'm so tired. I'm just going to go get food. I'm going to cater. Have have them cater food tomorrow. I'm not cooking. Usually I'll cook, but just enjoy your weekend, guys. Okay, and thank you for being part of this channel. Without you, this don't exist. Okay, and I love you, and I appreciate your support and the love that you show me and my wife. I'm very grateful. My wife is grateful and for the love and respect that you give me and her. Okay, we don't take that for granted. Okay, but you guys have a good night. God bless. Oh, I'm going to do a prayer meeting tomorrow. I don't know what time, so I'm behind because of last week. I had trouble with the internet again. Um, they got new carriers coming in. I might have to switch because, yeah. But you guys, sometimes when you're in a rural area and it's a new neighborhood, you don't get all the great services that they do in the city. But that's okay. I love it where I live. But anyway, you guys have a good night. God bless. I'll see you soon.